Hello, in this video I'm quickly going to walk through two things. First of all, the CompTIA practice exams that are built into the MindTap course, and the ways that you can create and customize your own CompTIA practice exams in MindTap for A+, or any of the other CompTIA certification courses. After that, I'm going to go into the simulated labs, which do exist in the A+ MindTap course right now. But first, let's take a look at those CompTIA practice exams. When I'm in the unit view of MindTap for A+, you'll see that there are pre-assessment exams for both A+ exams here, and the course does end with 2 post-assessment exams. This is a good assignment to give yourself a baseline on where students are starting out, and then at the end for students to feel confident that they will pass the A+ certification and go on to try to take that test. So if I open one of these up, you'll see that students do get brief information to start out. Once I open it up, this is created to look and kind of mimic what these CompTIA exams do look like. The questions are written to kind of use the same kind of language and be structured in the same way. I can listen to the question and then I do answer it. Over here I can see how many questions there are, and as I've completed one, it will turn blue. So once I complete this exam, I can get an automatic grade that would then be automatically fed into my Canvas gradebook if it is counting as a grade for my course. And when I'm done, my instructor can also pull a report to see how I did on the entire exam. Now, these exams are actually housed in this IQ test generator over here on the right-hand side of MindTap on the app bar. If I click this open as an instructor, I can edit or even create my own exams. So instead of having students just take one large pre-assessment and then post-assessment at the end of the course, it might be a good idea to create some shorter tests so that students are practicing their test-taking skills throughout the course. You can see that I can pull reports on how my students have done, if anyone has completed any in my course right here, or in tests I can create a new test. You can do this very quickly. If I want to make a Chapter 5 test, I can just give it a name. And then I can decide where I want these questions to come from. There are, you can see, over 1,000 questions total. I have some for the hardware exam versus the software exam. And I can also pull questions from the instructor test bank that comes along with this book. So if I'm going to, let's say that I'm going to do this for Chapter 5, and I only want to select questions from there. I can select multiple chapters if I want. But there are 61 questions in this chapter, so that might be a little bit too many for my students. Let's say I want them to have 25 questions. I'm going to give them a 60-minute time limit. And I do want students to be able to see the correct answer after they've answered it so that they can see whether they got it wrong or not while they're taking the exam. And then you have the option to shuffle each question or each of the answers for multiple attempts. I click Create, and that test now resides right here. I have the ability to add this to the learning path and also link it into Canvas if I want. If you have any questions about the IQ app or how these practice exams work, feel free to reach out to me. Now I'm going to navigate to the simulated labs that are also housed here. I'm going to go into, let's say, Part 3. You'll see that in each unit of the A+ book, there are 4 folders. Reading assignments, the labs, study tools for students, as well as apply, which will be homework or quiz grade assignments. In the labs right now, you do see the simulated labs. So students are working in a simulated environment. If they get something wrong, they are forced to backtrack and do it correctly. They don't have full explorability. These are really good to have assignments be completed along with the reading, either before or after a lab session to get students acquainted with some of these concepts. I'm going to click into one of these. You'll see I always get some brief information. You do have the ability to have students try multiple attempts on these. This is my first try for this assignment. The labs will open in a separate window. And once they do open, if I have my sound on, I am being spoken to right now. Everything that you can read in Lab Connection can also be listened to through some earbuds. So once I'm in Lab Connection here, it is a simulated desktop right there. I've got my instructions on the left-hand view for what to do. In this version, I do have the ability to be shown what to do. If I get lost, it will show me a video of what I should be doing in this task. Or I can even skip this step. It will mark this step as incomplete. It will hurt my grade, but I can continue to move on. If you want students to work in a challenge mode where they do not have access to the Show Me video and they cannot skip steps, you can do that. So you can have this as a homework grade and then also assign a challenge version for students to have as a quiz grade if you like. But I will follow the instructions, and I'm looking for the power options. You'll see if I go somewhere that's not going to help me, it will tell me that I've got it incorrect and give me some more instruction. Once I do get that task correct, it'll automatically move me forward throughout the lab. If you have any questions about these simulated labs, just let me know. Note again that starting on November 30th, you'll also have the virtual labs where students are working on real servers in a safe online environment here as well. Right now, you can also check those out in our Security Plus MindTap, which you can find on your Instructor Resource Center. Just go to your Instructor Resource Center and select your CompTIA book, which will be CIAMPIA. You won't have as many titles here as me to get kind of lost in, but you will find it there and you'll see your Security Plus live demo.